Welcome everyone to our 11th podcast, the 11th podcast of the PsudoCast, where we talk about anything that's going on currently in the world that is of importance to talk about, and we speak in English so that people can relate with us in their journey of improving their English. Now, there are a few topics we are facing in this podcast and things that are going internationally, and I would love to. I'd love if Kazifahim would give us a brief on the topics we'll be talking about. Kazifahim.
Okay, Johan, for giving me the opportunity to summarize the topics. So, actually, I was busy in this week in a lot of work, so I couldn't find a lot of topics for this week. But right now, three topics. I have some of these three topics. Firstly, it's very recent. Maybe it happened yesterday. Last day, that there was a mass shooting in America. I don't remember which city it was, but there has been 22 killed and a lot of people were wounded also. Um, you know, happened out of the blue, like someone with a gun and just killed some people in a bowling gaming somewhere, and then he went to the bar and again killed some people. So the police hasn't caught him yet, so they're still investigating. And this is my first topic. Topic was that our government is still trying to verify all the mission items. And we have encountered this. There was there were there are talks about this, that all university exam just exam, and that is still on. Like in the midterm, where I heard that will not be implemented. Now it's again on the that this thing can be implemented the next year. So it's a bit of a hassle for students right now. But yeah, that's just the topic. I think it has to be talked in our podcast. This is a major event,
Yeah.
and it's wait for a second. I gotta check it for a little bit. Um, the have you guys seen that? Like there was a woman that has been freed from the Hamas.
Yes, yes, we've seen that.
He talked. Yes, that's another, like, he was Hamas territory, and then he gave some about how Hamas treated her. So that's another. That's all we got for today.
Okay. What is the government issue? Can you repeat? Like it was distorted.
I'm sorry. The government issue was that government is still trying to unify the admission exams. Like we have
Okay.
heard before that BUET, DU, all of
Yes.
this university admission will be just an exam. India has E. So this still trying to implement it. Like month ago, I heard this won't be implemented this year. This admission term, but it is repeating and trying to be implemented. So it's a bit of a hassle for students here. Like they still don't know that exam. So
Okay.
how they will.
So are the engineering varsities being connected together and the other varsities connected together? Is this how it's gonna
What is
work?
connected together?
Every varsity is like
Yes,
is it
that's the proposal.
okay? Does it include the medical side? Like
No. Except medical. Medical is just outside of the game.
so, BUET, Dhaka University, RUET, Kuwait, Chuet, Russia University, everything everyone is gonna come together.
Yeah. Proposal.
Okay. It has its own benefits and it has its own cons, right?
Okay, let's start with this. What
Yeah,
are
yeah.
your
Let's
views
start.
on that?
I think it has its benefits. Like The benefits being, normally when there are a lot of exams, right? We have been through this process. Like I was in the process 1.5 year ago, and you are in the process like a year ago. So if there are a lot of exams, like let's say October the 5th there is an exam, and October the 6th there is an exam, so people cannot travel like from Sylhet to Chattogram to Dhaka. Like this is a hassle for everyone who's trying to get admitted. So by unifying them, it is a good thing for that reason, that people will be able to attend different varsities, and they will not miss one. But there is also a problem that if someone, like, by fortune, if someone misses the exam, or if someone cannot give the exam properly as their skills suggest, if someone cannot reach that level, then it is a dismay for him, right? Like he could have been in a top class university, but for that particular exam, maybe there is a problem, and then he cannot answer questions well. He ends up where he is not supposed to be. So,
Actually, I don't think this is problem. Like, let's take example of medical exam. If
yeah,
medical has huge consumer base, like there will be at least let's say 50,000 be dedicated for medical.
yeah.
I think like so. I'm when you have one exam that you are desperate for, I think people do that mistake. I mean even if it's a mistake, I think that this will be a very 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 less. So I feel that this is a huge problem. I mean, this is trying all those varsities, but I do think that there are huge problems that can happen through this process. Is there any hearing issue?
No, there's no hearing issue. Like a bit, like your voice is being chopped off from the middle. A bit. Hello.
Uh, I had a question. I mean, been talking regarding this issue. That how will be the like before for engineering was biology. Like the universities there was a little. I mean, different kind of questions in the engineering. Universities. So how do you make a question that suits every category?
It is difficult. It is difficult to make a question that fits every category. Like even for the those who are preparing for engineering, they hate biology to their death. Right? They are divided by their subject, but united by their hatred of biology. Right? So if they have to study biology to the depth, as someone who is preparing for, like, to get admitted into the botany of Dhaka University or Russia University, so if he has to prepare at that level, that it is like tragic. It should not happen. But if there is an option, like people can choose whether to select, or whether to answer botany or whether to answer English. We have seen from Dhaka University and other universities, like they have options, like you can answer 4 from 6, right? So someone can answer math with English and disregard biology totally. So then I think it will be fair to do so if the qualities of the exams are same, right? When I was giving the GST exam, I remember precisely the quality of English question and the quality of biology question was tremendously different. Those who answered biology, like they shot the bullseye with the same capability in biology and with the same capability of English. Those who answered English, they were lacking like 4 numbers. Like they were getting 16, and someone who is good at biology was getting 20, though they are at the same level of the respected fields. So this is not the ideal situation. I think the question should be ideal, and the question should be at the same level. But it is very hard to do so regarding the
It,
fields are different.
what do you think should be the difficulty level of the question? Like, and what do you think the difficult level of the question? Like, they do answer
The,
as like the GST pattern of like that. And that's kind of a
it should be
standard
mostly
level.
easy. I think it should be mostly easy, but there should be like 10% or 20% of the question that is like 10% of the question should be hard, 10% of the question should be medium, but it should be mostly easy.
How does Buet fit in that category? Like, if you're making,
It does not. It does not. It does not fit in the category. Like, if you bring Buet to this and if you bring Sast to this, then this is, I think, like they should have their own standard. I don't know, but they can have their own standard. It totally depends. Like, also there is a sector that like thinks Buet of this like what like very supernatural thing like Buet is at that level compared to other. Yes, most of the intelligent people go to study in Buet. A lot of the intelligent people, I will not say most, a lot of the intelligent people go to study in Buet. But with that, like Buet's question pattern be that hard, or should Sast's question pattern be that hard? It is a matter of debate, right? Like you can select good students with medium level difficulty questions, you can do that.
I mean, I want to add something that I feel like the Buet question pattern, in sense, is very different from other
Yes,
universities
yes,
because
it is different.
Buet
Yes.
on merit. I got to say, Buet emphasizes. I mean, if you me, DU question is not that easy. I mean, DU question also medium. I'm not going to say that very difficult. It's on a medium level,
Hmm.
but like, GU question setup prefers those people who have a lot of memorization power. If you get memorize, you can definitely go to the like DU question setup, make a good result. You have great memory capability. You have worked very hard. Still, it's gonna make you. It's gonna cost a lot in Buet. It has the questions that really do emphasize the um merit. Like there will be questions that you have never seen before. That's gonna be totally new. That's not common with GU. Like in GU, you get I mean common pattern. Uh, Again, it is a matter of concern. When you are making the question setup, you can make it difficult by getting the same questions, or you can make total questions that will actually judge students by merit. So
I think
there,
uh, okay. Yeah. uh, yeah. I think that we can do something totally different that like solves these kind of problems. Like almost a lot of these problems will be solved. You cannot bring DU and bring Sast and Buet in the same place if they want to make if they want to follow their path of questioning, like their path of setting questions. Like DU sets up question very different to Sast and very different to Buet, right? But as for the since we are unifying these universities, you have to understand why should we follow the pattern of India. Why should we follow the pattern of India? Like the international community is for a long time they're following like the SAT pattern, or this standardized test pattern. I will not say SAT. SAT is one of them. There is ACT and CAT, other things. So they're following this pattern of like there is an exam that is standardized, and it measures people's intellect, and there are different committee entirely to set that exam. Like it is a different thing. And universities, like people give those exams and they get results, and that results unified with their previous results and previous achievements, they with those they apply to universities, and then university looks at them in a holistic way and then selects candidates. So I think this can be a better option. And with this, like, you can give SAT how many times you want. Like, if you want to give SAT 5 4 3 3 any times, like any number of, like, let's say you gave SAT and your result was bad, then you can retake the SAT exam after some months, and then you can give those results to the university, right? So this solves the problem of second timers and third timers. Like, people will be saying, like, will they have second time exam, or will they have this and that? And second time exam, I am in favor of universities taking second time exam. It is on debate also, but I think people should get chance. At least people should get a second chance, third chance, fourth, fifth chances. So if we go on the standardized text protocol, then people are gonna get that chance, and if the test will be standardized, and the universities will take on students, like, imagining that, or regarding that test result. This is a better option, but there is corruption in this country, and if you, like, implement that, then, like, it is a point of debate that whether the test will be standardized at all or not. There is a point of corruption here. So
That question, I mean, who is question is that I think that like in this, and I believe that if any university make a question is better, pattern goes to the government, like we get the question pattern for SSC or HSC, that even if because like in those questions we have seen the questions of HSC and SSC, they have major problems in themselves. So I
yes,
do believe that giving the question pattern to them, that will be a horrific idea.
that will be a disaster. Like, they have. Let's not talk about this. Let's not talk about it. But that will not be. That will not be okay for the merit of this country. The government can, like, introduce new policies for this, but if people are corrupt, I bet the policy is not gonna work. I don't know. Like,
Yes,
right?
and that will be, I mean, like even if you give
It is.
the question hand over to other universities by like sequence, like this year for DU, this year for BUET. I mean, when it gets from DU to BUET, there will be a massive change in the
Yes,
question.
yes,
I
yes.
do think that. So that's another problem. Like I have prepared myself for the previous year question setup that has been done by DU, and that
and
will
it and
like
it
they
will
will
and
follow.
it will not follow the same standard, right?
Yes, definitely. That will be that will be a tragedy for people, I think.
Yes. Obviously, the same people who is gonna get, like, CSE, right? It is a big thing in Bangladesh. The same person who's gonna get CSE in this year will get, like, something that is way, way below than CSE. I'm using quotation because it is relative, right? But people consider it to be below, and it is up to them. So I don't think it will be standardized. I think there should be a separate committee. Take 5 teachers from Dhaka University, 5 teachers from Buet, 10 teachers from that university, 2 teachers from that university, and create a committee that will make the tests. And there should be foreign specialists who have worked on SAT, worked on ACT, work on CAT, work on GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS. Like, these people should come together, and they should put forth the test. Like, there should be experts on every level. I hope that's
Yes,
clear.
that I, I think that is a good idea, but actually, right now, the what I think is that like I do not want one unified exam set. I think that it has a lot of major flaws that will be, I mean, tremendously difficult to solve, at least for us. I
Yes.
mean, our. Yeah, what I want that let engineering be a separate exam,
Combined pack.
and please and combine that with buet, wet, ruet, chuet. Okay, let's just get that, and then make one for technology and science universities. That will get up, SAST, PAST, JAST, and all of them, and then get one for varsity. So in this way, we have three exams that's gonna cover up the whole, like all of the
Scenario.
university, and three exams are not that much difficult to do, and maybe you can like decentralize in the whole Bangladesh, the exam, like the exam centers, so that will be even less hassle for students to get into one place to another place. Like if all universities are centralized, let's say DU, RU, KU, CU, then the students of Khulna can give the exam from Khulna, Chittagong from Chittagong, Rajshahi from Rajshahi. So that solves a lot of problems. So what I want right now is I want like three exams, and I think this that that
This is
that
a,
can solve all the problems.
yeah, this is a great solution. This can be a great solution. I have another solution for you. I will just describe it, and you may comment. There should be one unified exam regarding the university, and there can be. I'm not saying should be. Like it can happen. There can be one unified exam regarding the universities and everything except medical. Let's say, right, as an umbrella term. Then let's name it what, standardized Bangladesh test or something, SBT. Let's name it that, right? So SBT, like it gives you score out of 400. Let's say someone scores a fair amount, let that be 380, right? So let's say Johan scores 380, and then he sends that score to Buet, to Dhaka University, to this and that university which he prefers, and then with that he sends his other scores, like of his intermediate and other scores. Or it cannot, like he may not send them, and we may not, like there is a lot of bias regarding these other scores. So let that just be SBT. So he sends that SBT course, and there can be an interview of there can be a mass interview, like of 10 people together, and there is one teacher taking the interview, and then someone is selected with that. And let that SBT exam be every 3 months, right? Be every 3 months or be every 4 months, and people can take on that SBT exam. And the score of the SBT exam, people can submit that score within 1 year, right? For 1 year the score is valid, right? So let's say I give one exam and that exam was bad, then I have to wait 3 months and then give another exam, and let's say that exam was good, and then I wait another 3 months, let's say, and then give another exam that was medium. So I would give the better result to the university, and then they can value me off of that, and I can give as much exams as I like, as many exams as I like, right? So this can be another option, right? But this SBT exam should be standardized by taking teachers from different universities and specialists from abroad, and it should be corruption free. Like this is how
Um,
this is how abroad normally operates. There are a bit of issues here and there, but they normally operates in
I
this manner. And
I mean, yes, I have I am related to this solution. I have seen from abroad countries. I mean, I know a little bit about why abroad countries take exams and what is their process of like this public university. But I think that Bangladesh has a different scenario.
yes, yes,
I
yes,
mean,
absolutely.
so like in Bangladesh, I mean, people are desperate for a public university. In other abroad, except I think India, this is not the situation. If you go to America or somewhere like that, like Australia, I mean, it's not that much desperation and that much effort for going into a public university. It's not that
They,
craze for us.
they don't even want to go
So
into public university. They compete for the private universities, like
yes,
right.
yes, so they
It
compete
is
for
it's
private.
like they view their public
So
university as like C grade or B grade universities. A
yes,
lot
yes,
of them, not all of them. There are very good public universities also, but in generally, like, they don't view them well.
yes. So that's the thing. I think that when you are giving a mass option for retaking something, I think that can create a problem in our country. I mean, because
It
the
can,
way
yes.
people
You're
wait
right.
for it, like one may wait for 7 years to to get into public university, but that's not gonna happen in another country. So that, I mean, that thing, I think that is particularly valid for other countries because people do not wait that much. But in our country, so the expense, all of these are huge issues. So I think that
Hmm.
that might create problems
Hmm.
in system.
Like
That's
we can have lakhs of students who are not even joining university and waiting for 3 4 years, and they're like wasting their
and
times. We
that
can, yes, you're right. I think you're
may
right.
break down the private university sectors also.
Yes,
So,
yes,
there are problems. So I think we can jump on to our next topic.
yes.
I think we have had enough for.
I think we should let that be on the decision makers of this country. Like, yeah,
Here, I mean, again, this is just about like our perspectives. This is
yes,
not an
yes.
opinion.
Opinion,
I
yeah.
got to make it very clear to everyone.
We are
Like this,
we're not
yes.
experts on these fields. Like, we should leave these things to
We are
experts,
just
right?
not
We're just two
like
people.
nothing, discussing, and we are just sharing our perspectives, that what we think on this topic. And I think that everyone has the right to think on anything. So that's it. That's just it.
Yeah. So regarding our next topic, I would love to mention one thing. Like, let's jump onto the Hamas topic you just said. Like the Hamas releasing their two I think two prisoners, right? Two elderly
Yes.
prisoners, and they coming out in the world and speaking the things that are going straight against the state propaganda of Israel, right? Israel
Yes.
is
Yes.
saying that Hamas is torturing their people. There are 40 decapitated babies and something like this.
And I want to add that, I mean, I just don't understand how much the hypocrisy is that
Yes,
we have seen. I mean, almost every news channel has brought up this, like this news, and everyone is talking about this thing, and it's almost, I mean, generally known to most of the people about what he said clearly, that how Hamas treated them.
treated them. Yeah.
And scenario, CNN made a, I mean, CNN get this topic on the news and they titled it with "The Straight Out of Hell." So I mean, I just don't understand the level of hypocrisy. Like, how on earth can you do that?
Like I've
Like this,
mentioned I've mentioned previously that Twitter rebuked the like the blue tick of New York Times, right?
yes, yes,
Because of spreading false information. These things pin to us that they are like state funded, or like they're pushing some type of agenda, right? When the prisoners came out, they're explicitly saying that Hamas told us this, and they're the people of the Quran,
that,
and
yes,
the
this is
right.
very clear.
Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah, I mean, the message was very clear. There was nothing unclear or something foggy that CNN can make a point and then say about something. I mean, it's just a very straightforward message that they treated us in a
Good
like
manner.
very well way regarding a war. So I
Yes.
mean, how on earth can someone title a news like that?
It's like
That's just very.
it is state funded propaganda, I think. Like, there is something I would love to mention, right? Like, uh, people of Israel, some people of Israel, let's say, they're mocking the mothers who have lost their children of Palestine. They're in TikTok, like they're doing fake makeups of like cartoonish things that somehow represents the Palestinian mothers, and they're just mocking them. A mother losing her baby, and they're mocking them on TikTok. It's like something fun for them. They're mocking dead childrens over their social media, and it is like going viral on Twitter. I think you've seen some of these things, right?
Yes, I mean, actually saw the. I mean, it came into my feed, but like it.
It's
I
so
just can't.
disturbing. Like
It,
it is not one
it's
person.
just so.
I understand what I know what video came to your feed. It went super viral, but people are making this kind of like inhuman videos left, right, and center. Right? The people of his the some people of Israel are doing this left, right, and center. So I don't think this is anywhere near humanity. Like you're mocking a mother who has lost her child. This
Obviously, I mean, this doesn't represent any side. I mean, whoever does that, that's just inhuman. No matter how much, how worse the opponent is, I just can't roll that. I mean, at least that's what I think.
in this issue, what we have seen overall, like Hamas seems to be more humane than the IDF, without a doubt. The IDF is bombing hospitals. We have seen videos of a father raising her baby, like what, a year old baby who's like, who's, I cannot say, like who is brushed off, who is just brushed off his upper body. Like there is nothing here. This
Yeah,
is
it's
this
just
is just
hard
inhuman.
to.
Like there are dead cats here and there, and dead children. This is inhumane. But what Hamas did, like they critique Hamas for for their 7th October thing that they did. They went into straight into Israel and they took captives and they killed soldiers. They have spread rumors that they killed 40 babies and decapitated some of them. They've spread the rumors, but there is no evidence for that. Like
Yes, it's just
they,
straight.
they've spread a lot of rumors with no evidences, but the things they have done, like they say that it's a proportionate response. I do not know how killing a baby is a proportionate response. How carpet bombing an entire, like anything, it's not just because that they are following a certain religious view. Carpet bombing anyone without disregarding any human lives there. This is inhumane.
Yes,
And the death streak of Gaza, like it has crossed 4,000 a long time ago, right? It is almost it is almost 5,000 people. How many of them were Hamas? Like you're targeting Hamas, you're not targeting babies, but how many of them were Hamas soldiers? You're killing babies and naming them terrorists. This is what they are doing. This is genocide, I think.
yes. So yeah, and that's just it. And I mean, I'm more concerned about the degeneracy of the media. It
Yes,
just horrifies me. Like, I mean, most of the people are not going to watch, like a lot of the news channels, right? Most of the people are not gonna do that. Most of the people are not gonna dig into this topic and let's just search everything and get like try to understand the truth. I mean, they just straight get whatever they get from the media, they believe it. So that is a great problem. Like even I have seen that when Israel kills someone, that becomes that 30 people died in Gaza. Sorry, yes, 30 people died in Gaza. And when Hamas kills 30 people, that becomes Hamas killed 30 people in Gaza. So there is a huge difference between died in and killed. So
they say
that's
that
the designer.
they say that they say that Israel has the right to defend itself, but the when Gaza, the people of Gaza, they don't have the right to defend themselves, right?
They don't have the right. So
As the people of
that's the
Gaza, as they have said, they have multiple people of their like top level uh, top level what government officials. They've come in front of TV and said these people are animals, should do this and that. These people
And
these people are barbaric who kill 40 babies and decapitate them. So we have the right to kill their babies and we have the right to carpet bomb Gaza. This is just, I don't know
like
how that
I think
follows logic.
I mean I you know like I if I have to talk to someone right now about these issues, I mean there is a problem that when you are talking about one side, people already get you like you are biased on that side. So but so I have a solution regarding this issue. Just
Assalamu alaikum.
okay.
Alaikum salam. গেছ নাই তুই বাসায় আসতেছিস কোথায় আছিস ও আচ্ছা তাড়াতাড়ি আয় তাড়াতাড়ি আয় ওই তাড়াতাড়ি আয় মানে পডকাস্টটা শেষ হয়ে যাবে এখন আচ্ছা তুই আয় তাড়াতাড়ি আয় সমস্যা নেই। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। Sanim is coming to my house. I think he can join podcast for like few minutes. I think like he has some issues.
Bro, I have a lot of time. I think I can hold for like 10 minutes.
طيب طيب. So I think we should like go on to the next topic. These
Okay, we
this
can like
these atrocities like Israel is committing. It is like, no matter how much we talk about it, we cannot
so
finish the level of disrespect to human life
I
that they are putting forth.
we can I mean I have a thing to say regarding this issue that I am more concerned about the media and how people
Okay,
perceive.
okay.
I think that I mean for the last couple of I mean in this year particularly we have seen a huge level of degeneracy, a huge level of lying from these medias, and for that reason, I will say to anyone I meet that do not just look at the news from just one source. I mean, do not be dependent on only on BBC, only on even I'm gonna say do not be dependent on Al Jazeera, no problem. At least see the same news from 3 to 4 news channels like and dig in a little bit deeper. I mean I think that is a farziyat now. That is a farziyat for everyone. You can't just look at one
The,
media and like pick it
there
up.
is a there is a
I think
saying, right? There is a saying, when something is free, you are the product, right? The news is free. The news is free. The news is being fed to us to so that we it can indoctrinate us in certain mindset and certain like thing. I will not go into any conspiracy theories here, but the news has its certain point of views, right? Let's say the Fox News. Whenever it airs, I know what they are gonna say about Israel. Let's say,
yeah, it's very predictable.
right? So it is like the same thing on repeat. They're like bots. They're like Chat GPT AI chat bots. Right? They're trained on a certain data and they just spit it out. They spit it out to people and people are watching them and they're getting brainwashed to reality. Like there is another saying, I don't know
Yeah,
who said it, but the saying goes like this: if you do not if you do not have enough information, you may hate the victim and you may love the
yes,
oppressor.
definitely. Yes.
Right? Media can make us hate the victim and media can make us love the oppressor.
I mean, there is a common, I mean, misconception about people. Like, if some media is a little bit more famous, like like very renowned medias, and they think that whatever they produce, that's gonna be like, I mean, absolutely truth. That's just a. I mean, I hate this thing. Like people just take news
We've
medias as like like they're from, I mean, divine something, and they just believe it like.
we've
That's
seen
just very
we've seen multiple times BBC spreading fake news. We've seen multiple times BBC speaking on issues that they do not know about or they do not have enough information about. We've seen multiple times BBC reporters go into people's homes and talk something about them that they do not know and they did not do their homework before taking an interview. They are
Yes,
not
yes.
that trusted source that they present themselves to be.
So it's
And
it's
people,
very. I
and it
mean,
is changing, Kazifem.
I'm not.
I think the
I'm,
dynamics is changing, right? People are now moving into more trusted social media news sources. It is a huge change, right? Since the before these medias, people would take their news from newspapers, and before newspapers, people would take their news from like a source they heard it from.
okay, bro.
Okay, okay,
This topic this topic requires just another podcast, I think. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. We
like
will.
this
I'm
topic
I'm
I can
uh, I'm really interested in doing a podcast where we talk about media and where we go deep
yes.
in it and we do our research. I have not done a substantial amount of research on this topic. I would love to do a podcast. I will finish in 1 minute. I would love to do a podcast where we like take videos and take instances where these media have done a, like a huge whoopsie, and we talk about them
Yes.
and we like show it to people or to ourselves. So what is the next topic, Kazifem?
Yeah, I mean, the next topic is just, I think yesterday there has been a mass shooting in USA. I do
Yeah,
not remember the state name. It's something with M.
Louis. uh
Um, like he came out of nowhere.
yes, yes, yes,
John, are you listening?
yes, I'm listening, I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the
Okay.
Lewiston. It is Lewiston.
I mean, okay, yes, yes. So, I mean, these things are getting very, very usual in America that someone comes with a gun and, like gets into a hotel room or somewhere there and
It's just bunch of
kills
people.
10 or 12 people. Like, it's like a fun. Like, they don't have any reason. Like, even if when the police caught him and, like asked for him, like, like in our countries, when you see a murder or when you see a shooting, that has a that has a real issue behind it. Like maybe he had a lot of enemies or he has some like relationship with that person that has gone to a very like a lot of things that a people does not kill another guy just for fun. But in America, this is getting very, very normal that someone comes with a gun and goes into a store and kills 10 or 12 people just for fun. There's just no reason at all.
There were
And
no
I
like
mean, that is,
no reason at all. Like, was it because of white supremacy or something like that?
I
Or
mean,
is
like, like if I have, there is nothing like, like I go with a gun and I go to my nearby store, like nearby store. I mean, how can there can be a reason when you're killing someone, whomever you are finding?
like it was
Like
it was
how
it was like people of all races, white, black, brown,
yeah,
Hispanic.
yes, like he went to a bar and he just opened up the gun and whomever in the front line he killed them. That's it. And then he went to the like, there's like those, I don't know the game name. There's like the bowling game. That bowling game, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
So he went there and killed some guys there. So 22 has been killed. That is, I mean, for sure. And a lot of people are wounded. Maybe there will be. I mean, there might be some more dead cases in future. Some maybe in hospital. So that's just the case, and this makes 25,000 mass shooting kills in 2023 right now. 25,
25,000.
yes,
Very few of these
in America,
news
right?
very few of these news even reach us. Like it has it become so common in America that like it is like robbery or it is like stealing or mugging. Has it become
What do you
that
think is
common?
how many people are? I mean, I have only talked about gunfire. I haven't mentioned stabbing. How many do you think are yearly stabbing in America?
I think I know it. Like every 10 to 15 seconds there is a one stabbing, right?
50,000 per year.
Yeah, 50,000 per year. That makes around like a stabbing in every 15 seconds, right? Let me do the
Somewhere
math.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me do let me do the math. Like
Yes,
50,000
yes,
divided by 365. So it is like 136 every day. Divided by 24 is like 5 every hour. Divided by 60. Okay, it is 5 an hour. Like 5 to 6 stabbing an hour.
I mean,
No, not
I
seconds,
mean,
like
what
15,
I
15 minutes. Sorry. It's like around 15 minutes
mean,
every there is a stabbing.
yeah, I'm not that in the statics. What I am feeling grateful about is that there is no reason of it. Like wherever you are investigating a crime in India or Bangladesh or Pakistan or most of the Asian countries, when
There's a
people
reason.
kill someone, there's a long history behind it. Either the people has taken some money from him, or they were in a relationship and their relationship got worse, or they have family issues, or they have some the very common one, love issues. So there is a substantial amount of history behind killing someone. But like in America, you don't know that's like you are in a field or you are in a club or somewhere like that, and
And
there
there's
can
someone
be
gonna come
anyone
in.
who can for no reason at all. For no reason at all, just like takes out his gun and I mean just think about it. You haven't yet quarreled with. I mean, if there was an issue that I have had a quarrel with him, and then he put out the gun, he got angry on me and then killed. That is also a reason. That can be. I mean, that is a lame reason, but that can be also a reason.
Like
But
it is
here you have
it
more.
there is a psychological point in killing for him.
Yes, I mean, but
But
this time there is. I mean, these 25,000 people that has been murdered. I mean, they has been murdered for nothing. They has been murdered for by someone's fun. That someone want to just take out the gun and kill
and have
someone.
fun.
So that's
And
it.
have fun. Like
And
this is
do you
is
remember the event of killing a guy with with a car for fun?
yes,
Remember
yes,
that?
yes. I was about to bring it up. Like the two teenagers were like, there is a people, there is a person on his cycle, and let's hit him,
Like,
and they hit him and
like
he
they
died.
are
They
they are playing GTA 5.
they do this for. How can someone kill someone for fun?
Yeah, I mean that's that's ridiculous. I mean, what can I say about it? And 22 people. Can you understand that a guy kills 22 people? That is a
Okay,
huge thing.
America has a law of like like people can have guns, right? So
Yes.
no one at the bar was carrying a gun to shoot this maniac.
I mean that maniac wasn't carrying a pistol
Yeah,
that you can just like
he was carrying an
you're
AR.
carrying something you know so that kind of gun is very very dangerous. Like even if you have a pistol, I mean you're not going to get you're not going to pull it up a pistol against that thing. So that's just it.
Yes,
And
yes.
like it is not like movies, like that there is a James Bond in the club and he gets out and saves everyone and kills that maybe. It's not like that, bro. This is reality.
It's problematic. We as Bangladeshi people and we as Asian people, we imagine America as like this piece of heaven on earth. Like
Yes, like
and
most smartest of things live there. And
uh, and there is all this like peace and serenity, and our lives will be really better. But the people living there, some people living there face hell on earth, right? We think it as
I
heaven,
mean,
they think it as hell. It is.
even if you take the perspective from the killer, just think that how is the mindset of the killer? Like what has gone through so long? Like how worse is the socio culture that can make a person mindset up like that you can go to a bar and kill 22 people. I mean, look, definitely social culture shape one's people, shape people's mind. If that wasn't true, then we also had these kinds of maniacs in our country. We don't have these kinds of maniacs in our
Yes, this is
why?
a very,
Because
very
our
good point you bring up. You should bring on. Like their social culture is very lonely. There's people like if they have a problem, they normally go to a therapist, right? Who they don't know. They don't have this kind of thing we have. They don't have this kind of bondings we have. And I don't.
I,
Did the killer say anything about his life or say anything about like his autobiography? Since he has done such a great job.
I have seen these kinds of reports before, and there was nothing. We have seen these kinds of murderers, and when police take them, and they just saw that he's a normal guy. Like he's not a
Yes,
thief. He's not a.
I've also seen
He's just
some
very normal.
incidents. হ্যাঁ আসসালামু আলাইকুম where are you? হ্যাঁ কোথায় ও আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে আমি শেষ করে আসতেছি মানে আমি আসতেছি আর কি আসতেছি আসসালামু আলাইকুম হ্যাঁ আসতেছি আসসালামু Kazi Fahim, I think we can end this podcast, or I like
Yes.
you can give me a 5 minutes break. Like,
No, I think we can end this. I mean, I am having a lot of guests in my house,
yeah,
and actually, I'm really quite busy. So, I'm really
I
sorry
think
that
it
I
was.
cannot
I
prolong it.
understand. I understand. Like, I think it was a great podcast. There were a lot of topics we did not know much about. Right.
Yes,
We just
I
shared
mean,
our
so
opinions.
I have to, I have to just, like talk about one more topic. I'm not. We're
Okay.
not
Okay.
going to
Oh,
it, but I'm not going to get
okay.
closer.
Like,
Elon,
Kazi Fahim,
right?
hello, Kazi Fahim. ওই
Yes.
Sanim is like like below my house, so I think
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Elon Musk has offered $1 billion to Wikipedia to change its name to Dikipedia.
oh, Elon Musk is Elon Musk.
So
That is there. We should end this podcast here. It was a great podcast. Everyone, thanks for joining in, and I think we'll be doing
yes,
something. This is our first podcast that we recorded, and we will be having podcasts in every week, inshallah. And we'll be talking about things we know and things we do not know, things we know a bit and things we do not know at all, maybe. But we will be transparent in things we do not know. Like we'll say that we do not know this, right?
I mean I'll be transparent as much that I don't know anything. So no problem
Yeah.
with that. Thank
Okay.
you everyone. Thank you, Joe.
Bye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Where is